All right, so are you ready to unlock some, like, cosmic secrets?
Yeah.
Today's deep dive, I think, uh, explores two kind of fascinating phenomena.
Yeah.
Why daylight hours change with the seasons,
Okay.
and how the moon seems to change shape
Oh, cool.
in the night sky.
Okay.
We've got some pretty cool sources for this deep dive.
Okay.
We've got some excerpts from an educational textbook.
Oh, cool.
We also have a BBC bite-size article
Cool.
and some classroom notes as well.
Wow. Okay.
So we should have like a good mix of perspectives here.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's amazing how these everyday sights are tied to some pretty grand celestial mechanics.
It really is.
Like
Yeah.
a giant clockwork universe up there.
Uh-huh.
But let's start with something I think we all experience.
Okay.
Day and night.
Day and night. Yeah.
For sure. We know it's all about the Earth spinning on its axis,
Mm-hmm.
but did you know this rotation is
Like how?
consistent,
Yeah.
like as consistent as a finely tuned timepiece, taking roughly 24 hours for a complete spin?
It's like a cosmic metronome.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's setting the rhythm for life on Earth.
It really is.
And here's something to ponder.
Okay.
Because of Earth's curvature,
Ah.
not everyone experiences sunrise and sunset at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so imagine yourself standing at the equator.
Okay.
You'd see a fairly even split
Okay.
between day and night.
I'm picturing it.
Now try to imagine yourself
Okay.
at the North Pole.
Okay.
During certain times of the year, you'd be bathed in continuous sunlight,
Wow.
while at other times you'd be shrouded in darkness
Oh, wow.
for like an extended period.
Okay.
That's because of the Earth's tilt and its journey around the sun.
Right. The tilt. Our textbook actually has this great diagram showing the Earth tilted on its axis as it orbits the sun.
Yeah.
I remember struggling with this concept in school.
Mm.
It's easy to assume that the seasons are caused by Earth's distance from the sun.
Right.
But that's not the whole story, is it?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Earth's distance from the sun does vary slightly throughout the year,
Good.
but it's that constant tilt of about 23.5 degrees that's the real star of the show here.
Right.
It's like tilting a flashlight.
Oh, okay.
The area directly under the beam receives the most concentrated light and heat.
Okay.
You got it.
I think so.
Okay.
So during summer in the northern hemisphere,
Mm-hmm.
we're tilted towards the sun,
Right.
basking in that direct sunlight,
Yeah.
which is why the days are longer and warmer.
Exactly.
And in winter, it's the opposite.
Uh-huh.
We're tilted away,
Yeah.
leading to shorter, colder days.
Precisely.
Makes sense.
It's incredible how this simple tilt kind of orchestrates the entire seasonal cycle.
Wow.
And it's not just about the length of the days either.
Okay.
That tilt also affects the angle at which the sunlight hits different parts of the Earth,
Okay.
influencing everything from temperature variations
Wow.
to the types of plants and animals that can thrive in specific regions.
I never thought about it that way. That tilt really is a big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of things that appear to change in the sky,
Yeah.
how does the moon fit into all of this?
Well, unlike the sun, the moon doesn't produce its own light.
Okay.
What we see is the sun's light bouncing off its surface.
Okay.
Think of it as like a giant cosmic mirror reflecting sunlight back at us.
Our notes actually had this great analogy.
Okay.
Imagine the sun behind you
Yeah.
and the moon in front of you.
Okay.
As the moon orbits the Earth, you're seeing different amounts of its sunlit side,
Uh-huh.
which is why it seems to go through all those phases.
Exactly.
Oh,
And those phases have names that describe what we see.
okay.
New moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, full moon, waning gibbous, third quarter, and waning crescent.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Right?
So when we see a sliver of a crescent moon,
Mm-hmm.
it's just a tiny portion of the illuminated half that's facing us.
Exactly.
And when it's a full moon, the entire sunlit side is visible.
You got it.
Awesome.
It's all a matter of perspective. But here's something that might blow your mind.
Okay, I'm ready.
People in the southern hemisphere
Mhm.
see the moon upside down
What?
compared to how those in the northern hemisphere see it.
Wow.
What looks like a waxing crescent in the north
Mm-hmm.
might appear as a waning crescent in the south.
Oh, that's wild. It's like we're all looking at the same cosmic dance, but from different angles.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It really highlights how our perception of the universe is shaped by where we stand on our own planet.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is a cosmic dance.
Yeah.
And we're just beginning to understand like all the steps.
Yeah, for sure.
Before we kind of lose track here,
Yeah.
let's bring it back
I don't
to the connection between Earth's movements
Mm-hmm.
and the way we experience those moon phases.
Yes. It's all starting to click for me now.
Yeah.
Earth's rotation gives us day and night,
Mm-hmm.
and its tilt and orbit give us the seasons.
Right.
But how do those factors influence what we see when we look at the moon?
Well, think about it this way.
Okay.
The moon is constantly orbiting Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, Earth is spinning on its axis and journeying around the sun.
Yeah.
This means the angle at which the sun's light hits the moon is constantly changing relative to our viewpoint on Earth.
Okay, so let me see if I got this straight.
Okay.
When we see a full moon,
Yeah.
that means the sun, Earth, and moon are essentially in a line with Earth in the middle.
Exactly. The sun is illuminating the entire face of the moon that's facing us.
Okay.
Now imagine the moon has moved in its orbit
Okay.
so that it's at a right angle to the sun and Earth.
Okay.
We'd be seeing like half of the illuminated side
Okay.
and half of the shadow side.
Okay.
That's a quarter moon.
That makes sense.
Right.
And all those other phases,
Yeah.
waxing crescent,
Mhm.
waning gibbous,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
on. Those are just like the in-between stages
Yeah.
as the moon makes its way around Earth.
Precisely. It's like watching a slow-motion celestial ballet.
I like that.
Yeah.
And as you pointed out earlier,
Mm-hmm.
the view of this ballet changes depending on where you are on Earth.
Exactly.
It's mind-boggling to think about how our perspective on Earth influences how we see these cosmic events.
It really is.
But it's also really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we each have a slightly different view of the universe.
Yeah.
But wait,
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier that the moon's orbit affects more than just the phases.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Didn't you say something about tides?
The moon's gravitational pull is the main reason why we experience tides.
Oh, wow.
It's like the moon is playing a cosmic tug-of-war with Earth's oceans.
Okay, how does that work exactly?
Imagine a bathtub full of water.
Oh.
If you dip your hand into the water
Uh-huh.
and gently pull it towards you,
Okay.
you'll see the water bulge up slightly.
Mm-hmm.
The moon's gravity does the same thing,
Oh, wow.
but on a much grander scale.
Okay.
Are you following?
I think so.
Okay.
So the moon's gravity pulls on the Earth's oceans, creating bulges of water on the side closest to the moon
Right.
and the side farthest from the moon.
Exactly.
And those bulges are what we experience as high tides.
You got it.
Wow.
And the areas between the bulges experience low tides.
Okay.
As the Earth rotates, different locations move in and out of those bulges,
Okay.
creating the cycle of high and low tides that we see throughout the day.
Wow. I'm starting to see how all of these like seemingly separate phenomena are interconnected.
Yeah.
Day and night, seasons, moon phases, and
Yeah.
even tides. It's like a perfectly choreographed cosmic symphony.
It really is.
But wouldn't the sun's gravity also have some effect on tides?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And you're right. The sun does have a gravitational influence on Earth's oceans.
Okay.
However, the moon's proximity to Earth means its gravitational pull on the tides is actually stronger than the sun's.
So it's more about distance than sheer size when it comes to tides.
Think about it this way. You're much more likely to be influenced by the gravity of a bowling ball right next to you than by the gravity of a giant boulder a mile away.
That's a great analogy.
Right.
So even though the sun is like the big guy in our solar system, the moon plays a more significant role in this particular dance.
And that dance is crucial for life on Earth.
How so?
Well, we already talked about how the sun's energy drives our climate and sustains life as we know it.
Right.
But the moon's gravitational influence is also vital.
Okay.
It helps stabilize Earth's rotation, preventing those drastic wobbles that could lead to, like, extreme climate changes.
So it's not just a pretty face up there in the night sky.
Yep.
It's actually playing a vital role in keeping our planet habitable.
Precisely. And we're just beginning to understand all the ways these celestial bodies interact and influence each other. There's still so much more to discover.
Yeah, it really is amazing how all of these like celestial objects work together, you know, to create the world that we know.
Yeah.
It makes you realize how much we take for granted just by looking up at the sky.
We do.
Yeah.
We often forget that those seemingly simple patterns of day and night, the changing seasons, the phases of the moon, they're all part of this grand cosmic ballet that's been going on for billions of years.
And to think that humans have been looking up and trying to understand these patterns for almost as long.
I know, it's incredible.
It really is.
It is.
And it's not just about understanding.
No.
It's about appreciation, too.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing what causes the seasons makes you appreciate a warm summer day even more.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you understand the science behind these phenomena, it adds a whole new level of wonder and awe to the experience.
Like the next time I see a full moon illuminating the night sky, I'm going to remember that it's only possible because of that perfect alignment of the sun, earth, and moon.
Right.
And I'm also going to think about somebody on the other side of the world seeing that same moon, but from a completely different perspective.
Exactly. And when you feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, you can appreciate the incredible journey that sunlight has taken.
Wow.
Traveling millions of miles across space to reach us.
It makes you really feel connected to something much bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
But it also makes you realize how fragile our planet is.
That's a really important point.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked about how the Earth's tilt,
Right.
its distance from the sun, and even the moon's gravitational influence
Right.
have all come together to create the perfect conditions for life.
Yeah, it's like a cosmic recipe that took billions of years to perfect.
And it highlights the importance of protecting our planet.
Yeah.
We are part of this intricate web of celestial interactions, and our actions have consequences that ripple throughout the system.
So what does this all mean for us here on Earth?
Well, I think it means that we should approach our relationship with the universe with a sense of humility and responsibility.
Yeah.
We should appreciate the delicate balance that makes life possible, and we should do everything we can to protect this precious planet we call home.
Well said.
Yeah.
I think this has been a truly eye-opening deep dive.
Yeah, it has.
We've learned about the celestial mechanics that drive the seasons, the phases of the moon, and even the tides. But more importantly, we've gained a deeper appreciation for the intricate dance of the cosmos and our place within it.
Absolutely.
And who knows, maybe this deep dive will spark like a lifelong curiosity about the universe.
I hope so.
Yeah.
There are still countless mysteries out there waiting to be discovered.
So, the next time you look up at the night sky, remember that you're not just seeing a collection of stars and planets, you're witnessing a cosmic ballet that's been going on for billions of years. A story written in light and shadow, gravity and motion.
Wow.
And you, my friend, are a part of that story.